Macedonia 150 here, and this time for Novabugs Friday Foursome, which has been quite a while since I've done one of these. Well, anyway, it's anticipated gaming systems, and number one for me is going to be the Game Boy Color. Now, I didn't actually know the Game Boy Color existed. The first time I ever saw it is when we were subscribed to Official PlayStation magazine, and we got a free copy of Edge magazine through the door. And in a tiny part of the magazine, there was a picture of the Game Boy Color playing, I think it was Zelda, the Game Boy Zelda game I can't remember the name of and at the top of my head, and Tetris, which is, you know, on the Game Boy Color is the exact same as a regular Game Boy Tetris. And I was like, doing Colour Game Boy, and I was looking at this is just like a Super Game Boy, which we used to own until my brother sold it for a PS1. Yeah. The thing is, I was kind of hyped. So look, now I don't need to buy a Super Nintendo to play Game Boy games in colour, and the exclusive games for it. And I remember even the magazine. The magazine also came in. It was the very first time I ever saw Pokemon in anything. So yeah, kind of an important magazine for me, this one. And the cover of the magazine, it was a metallic cover, and I don't know what year it was or issue, but it had Turok 2 on the cover, and it was metallic. So, yeah. But when they actually get a Game Boy Color, I was in Spain. I think, I can remember, might have been Torremolinos, I could be wrong, I can't remember the name of the place I was at, but I remember there's this big hill, and you go down it, and there were a few electronic shops, and a lot of those electronic shops sold games. Though when you went into the actual stores, yeah, they sold games, but they'd have all the official ones on inside in the window and all that. Then you go in the shop, and they'd have all these pirate multi-cart games, and that was the very first Game Boy Color game I ever remember playing, actually with Game Boy Color effects. I probably bought some Game Boy black and white Game Boy Pirate multi-carts back there as well with multiple games on. You know, we've all seen them, the 9,000 in one when there's only about 10 games on them just cycled over and over again. Those kind of games. And yeah, I remember that the first Game Boy Color carts had Game & Watch Gallery 2 on it. I love the first one, and the sequel was better. So the Game & Watch Gallery 2, A Bug's Life, which is kind of an awful game. Though for some bizarre reason, someone in China or somewhere in the world basically remade it for the Megadrive. I have no clue about graphics. It still plays like crap. I have no clue why they did that, but they did. The Game Boy Color version of Mortal Kombat 4, which surprisingly isn't very good. Also, amusing enough, fatalities in that version are literally just... This is literally just a compressed video file. So it's the same fatality no matter who you're playing it. Yeah, it wasn't very good. And probably the game I played most on that was Bomberman. And this was an odd version of Bomberman because you had to drop bombs. It didn't work like regular Bomberman where you were on a map. It would work like a 2D platform game. You drop bombs and use them as platforms, and had to jump using platforms and jump before they exploded because the explosion still killed you. Very odd. Odd version of Bomberman, that one. Yeah, that's my memories of the Game Boy Color. Right, so let's go on to number 2. And this is the Game Boy Advance. Now, I knew about a vague bit about the Game Boy Advance before it coming out. I knew they was going to bring it out, but not much else about it. It's just that I remember my brother, the middle brother I'm talking about here, he went to Computer Exchange in Leeds. This is when they're in their old store, which anyone who lives in the area would know. They had this metal floor. Everyone I used to call it the metal floor shop. Yeah. And, well, they got in quite a lot of Japanese Game Boy Advances when they just launched over there. Those was in their store a few days, about a week after they came in Japan. And surprisingly, they wasn't that expensive. There wasn't like gloriously, ridiculously charging for them or anything like that. They was fairly cheap for the price, to be honest. It was about regularly a retail was in the UK, and the Game Boy Advance wasn't out in Europe for a few extra months, so my brother, there wasn't much choice of games at the time. You could have got, I think, only ones that they were selling that were obviously all Japanese Game Boy Advance cartridges were Super Mario Advance, which were actually Mario Bros. 2 on Super Nintendo, the non-Japanese version. That one. What else was it? Castlevania, Circle of the Moon, Japanese. Kuru Kuru Kurin, which is a game I actually never sold in the US, but for some bizarre reason. But you played as a weird stick-knutter guy from it. It's kind of an interesting game. And I don't know any other ones. Then it wasn't much choice of games, because I don't think there was that much choice of games on the system at launch anyway. Well, anyway, my brother brought it with Super Mario Advance 2. Now, I played it a bit, but to be honest, I didn't play it that much. But by the time the machine hit Europe, and it wasn't a very played system by my brother, to be honest. He didn't buy many games for it, and those few Japanese games, the only things he really bought for it. So after that, by the time a few months later, when he had released Europe, and I remember buying myself one. And the one I bought, well, one brother had was purple, and the one I bought was white. And the very first games I remember ever buying for it is some of the early launch titles that most people never touched. It's like a game called Tang Tang, which is a bit like Bubble Bobble. You can actually play it on MAME as well, actually. As well. It's an alright game, I suppose. A game called Alienators Evolution Continues, which was based off an animated series based off that movie called Evolution. No one really seems to remember, but it was like Ghostbusters. But instead with ghosts, it was with mutant aliens. It had David Duchovny in it, I think. I think that's his name. So, you know, that guy who played Mulder in X-Files. Oh yeah, Bill Murray and that. Bill Murray are in it, so that makes it even tie even more to Ghostbusters. Yeah, that was the video game based off the animated series of it. It was an alright game, but the very first game I really was playing was the used copy I got of Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Also called, as it's called on the box, just Castlevania, because kind of my idiots when it comes to naming things. And yeah, this game was hard. It's by far the hardest Game Boy Advance game of the Castlevania series on the Game Boy Advance. And well, I was playing it with the original Game Boy Advance, and anyone who knows about that is the screen was very dark on the original Game Boy Advance. You didn't have a light for it; you couldn't barely see anything, and that game was a very dark game. Now, so yeah, I basically played the game and made it insanely difficult for myself because it's a lot tougher than the other games in the series on the system. And yeah, the screen was very dark, so it's hard to see where you go, see what you're doing on it. It's still a really good game, but if you're going to play that game, play it one of the later Game Boy Advance models and thing later, so then you can see the colours a bit better, so you can see what you're doing. That's my recommendation for that game. Right, so number 3. Right, and this is one my brother bought, but to be honest, I never had much anticipation from very few game consoles when they first come out. Most of the time, if I played them early, it's because my brother bought them early. Well, anyway, right, so Wii Sports. Yeah, my brother actually bought this on launch day and it just queued up outside the game in Leeds. I don't know why he wanted to do this, but he decided to do it. He got a few games of it. What games did he get with it? I think he got Wii Sports, obviously that came with it, Wii Play, I think, and Zelda Twilight Princess, which I don't think he barely touched. Oh yeah, and Real Steel, which he barely touched either. Not Real Steel, Red Steel. I don't play Real Steel. It's a different game altogether. Red Steel. Right, so I remember when he got home, because obviously he had to get quite early into town, which he had to wait. I think it was one of his mates actually waiting for it, so he came back here. He literally only had about 2 hours, about an hour to actually test it out once he got it home because he had to go to work later in the day, so I remember the very first game I ever played on it, and well, probably would have been Wii Sports, but at the same time, I only ever played the bowling on Wii Sports. To this day, I only like the bowling, never played anything else. But anyone knows who played Wii bowling, you can kind of cheat on it, and it's kind of easy. Well, it's not cheating as such, but if you get it at a certain angle, you seem to always get strikes. Maybe that's just me, but I suppose getting the shiny ball in Wii bowling is classed as a completion on it, because you can't really beat the game. But yeah, the one I preferred Wii Play more than Wii Sports, because it had more variety of different kinds of games on it. Yeah, there was still kind of average and basic simple games, but I just preferred that. No, I'm not really a big fan of sports games, so yeah, so while behind that because there wasn't many games coming out for the Wii at the time that anyone wanted, and I remember the very first 2 Wii games I ever bought, and that was The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which was also available on the GameCube and the PS2 in America, but only the Wii in Europe. And essentially that's actually a really fun clone of the game Power Stone. I'd actually recommend if you like Power Stone. Also, it's very faithful to the TV show. Unlike a lot of these cartoon game properties, everything is a reference to the actual game. Not game, to the actual TV show on it. Oh yeah, and they got all the voice actors from the TV show to do the roles. And for some reason got Weird Al Yankovic to be the narrator of it. I don't know what that's about, but there you go. That's weird, I know, but yeah, the game, but to be honest, Wii Play were not much, because all Wii Play or Wii Sports was not much once WarioWare Smooth Moves came out. I mean, WarioWare is one of my favourite series. It was always on all systems they were on. And I played that one to death. Played that one loads of times. I remember my brother used to love the darts game, and it has a darts game, which you think would be on Wii Sports, because unlike lots of little WarioWare stuff, there's no weird sense of humour. It's just a regular dance. There's no weird wackiness going on or anything. You have to beat the game before you can actually unlock this, though, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, WarioWare Smooth Moves are definitely one of the earliest games I used to play on the Wii. Right, and the final one, and it's the Nintendo DS. Now this is another. Now I knew about. I first remember hearing about the DS from an email and what Nintendo sent, and they said, "This is our new machine, the Nintendo Dual Screen." They said, "This is not going to replace the Game Boy Advance. This is its own separate device." That's not exactly what it worded, but that's what it was saying. But at the same time, we just saw a picture of the console. There was no footage of the games for it, and I don't think I saw gameplay footage of any DS games until I actually saw it in a store. And when I did see it in a store, I was in Orlando, Florida, because it launched one of the days. We was on a holiday in Florida, and my brother, being my brother, insisted he wanted one of these DS's at launch, and he got one. He got one from the what would it be? The GameStop in Florida Mall. I think it was the one right at the end. What was near the KB Toys. That's now just a generic name toy shop. Yeah, and surprisingly, it got one at launch, and there wasn't a massive queue for one, which is even more insane when you think it was a new console. I mean, most Nintendo games are nightmare finding. I didn't get one at launch. Went in the US for one simple reason: there was no games for it. The launch of the DS was kind of rubbish, to be honest. When it comes to games, all you had was Spider-Man 2, which was a platform game, a Tiger Woods golf game. Yeah, not interested in that. A Sims game, not interested in that. And Mario 64 DS. That was all the games that got released at launch for it. So yeah. Literally for quite some time all my brother had for that system was Mario 64 DS and Spider-Man 2. This is because the DS just like the Game Boy Advance got released in America months before Europe got it. All on the plus side, this actually benefited us in Europe because our launch was considerably had much more games than the US one. Instead of getting a measly 4 games, I think the next two would come out was Feel the Magic and Sprung the dating game. Yeah, there's some weird choices for launch titles, isn't there, for that system? So yeah, so the thing is, I've never barely played Mario 64 on the DS. Even to this day, I just remember more playing the touchscreen minigames that are added to it than the actual game. And then, yet again, what happened, just like the previous system, WarioWare came out for it. WarioWare Touched came out on the DS, and that was the very first game I ever bought for a DS, I believe. This is before I even had my own, so I was using my brother's. But then I bought my own DS, and interestingly enough, I bought it when I was actually in Gibraltar. So I was on a holiday in Spain. And I bought it with Mr. Driller Drill Spirits and Feel the Magic XXY, also it's called in Europe, Project Rub, which was a weird game Sega made. That was like WarioWare, but a lot harder and weird. Well, okay, WarioWare is weirder, but yeah, yep. And if anyone wants to actually is interested in knowing what's the first game I played and purchased for a system, I did a video on it a while back, and I'll put a link to it in the description and the link up here. And yep, that was my anticipated gaming system video. So anyway, thank you for listening and watching.